Good morning everybody. Well, yeah, it is still morning. I hope you're all having a good Sunday. Now, I was planning on getting some footage over the week, or yesterday. Going out, having a bit of fun with these cars, but it's been raining all week, and it was raining today. The sun's come out now, but it's still been raining all day. Everything's just soaking wet. It's only just stopped raining. It's a bit windy as well, that's all blown over. I've been having a lot of problems with my camera gear. My microphone's playing up. I went and filmed a load of stuff yesterday. For the other channel, I went exploring, found an old abandoned place, went exploring it, but my microphone's properly playing up, that bloody thing up there. And there's a load of noise all the way through the video. It's ruined all my footage. So I can't really, I don't know what it's doing now, but if you hear a knocking sound, it's because the microphone's fucked, basically. But I thought we'd have a look, and I'll tell you how to set up your Tickover on your Nitro engines, because I get a lot of people ask me how to do it, and I see a lot of people with, well, they're just not running right. So let's have a look. Hopefully we're not getting any knocking sounds, but usually it happens when I move the camera like that, it knocks. But anyway, that's not even movement. Right, well, if you've got your Nitro engine, this also applies for petrol ones. If you've got a petrol engine on your buggy or on your car, it also applies for that. It'll be a different setup because you'll have a different type of carburetor. However, if you use a bit of that common sense you've got up in your brain, or at least I hope you've got a bit of common sense in your brain, you'll be able to use that, and you'll notice that you'll have a little screw which will stop the butterfly from closing all the way. Now, different types of butterflies, but basically on these engines, it's a little thing that comes in and out like that. You know what I'm talking about. When you open the throttle, it pulls that open, which opens up the throttle, and when you close it, it closes the throttle. Now, there's a little screw down here. Hopefully we're going to be able to focus in on it. I need to get myself a little pointer. There it is. You see that little black screw on this engine, the 4.6? Little black screw there. If you screw that inwards, that will raise up the Tickover, because it will stop the throttle or the butterfly, whatever you like to call it. It will stop that from closing all the way, and therefore it will allow air to come in and automatically fuel to go into the engine. If you screw it outwards and back the screw out, it will then allow the throttle to close all the way, stop all the air from going in, and then your engine won't tick over, or at least it will have a lower tick over. So inwards for higher, and outwards for lower tickovers. Different Nitro engines are different. Alright, that doesn't really make sense. But different Nitro engines are different, and different petrol engines are different. You have to use a little bit of common sense. And get my pointer again. On this engine, the little screw that you're looking for your Tickover is down to that little black screw about there. Hopefully I can see it alright. So, little black screw about there, that's your Tickover one. Same principle applies. Screw it in for higher Tickover and screw it out for a lower Tickover. But something is important that you need to remember and you need to think about. You need to learn the sound of the engine, because if it sounds, I don't know how to explain it to people that won't know, but I don't know. What I would say is, if you're trying to adjust your Tickover and it's always quite high, and your engine sounds as if it just isn't running right, I mean, you'll just know if it ain't running right. I mean, honestly, if you don't, you just kind of like a sixth sense. I don't know how else to explain it to someone that doesn't know. I'm sorry, but it won't sound quite right. That means your engine is running lean, because a lean mixture can also cause a higher Tickover. It'll just sound a bit tinny and a bit hollow, and it won't be any good, and it'll probably bog down when you open up the throttle. But it'll have a high Tickover. And near enough, no matter what you do to that Tickover screw, even if you open it or if you close it all the way, if you open it all the way, it probably will still have a high Tickover, when really it shouldn't have any Tickover or a low Tickover. So you need to make sure your mixture is right when adjusting the Tickover, because it can still affect it if you've got the wrong mixture. Do remember, you can also adjust your Tickover with the trim controls on your transmitter. Each transmitter will have trim controls. Not that we're ever going to get a focus on these ones, but there's trim controls on these HPI ones there. You've got the trim controls on the underneath there on these shitty ones, and this HPR one's got them on top there like that. So you can also adjust them with that, but you need to make sure if you're adjusting it on the carburetor, you need to make sure that you've got it closed all the way on your trim controls, yeah, to make it effective. Otherwise it won't affect where it is, because it'll be, the throttle will be held open a bit with the trim anyway. I hope that makes sense. But basically, adjusting the Tickover on any engine, unless it's computer controlled, which is stupid, but on any carburation engine, it is a simple thing to do. So now I hope that a lot of you out there will have your engines in tip-top condition, and I won't see people going around with nitro engines that cut out every time someone pushes on the brakes.